United States expands Middle East military presence as Trump signals harder line on Iran. President Donald Trump is intensifying America's military posture in the Middle East, signaling a more forceful approach toward regional security and renewed pressure on Iran. The move comes amid rising tensions over maritime security, regional proxy conflicts, and stalled diplomatic channels that had previously attempted to reduce confrontation. The administration has confirmed the deployment of an additional U.S. aircraft carrier strike group to the region, reinforcing an already significant American naval presence. Officials describe the move as defensive and precautionary, aimed at deterring escalation rather than provoking it. Still, the symbolism is unmistakable. Aircraft carriers represent one of the most visible projections of U.S. power, and sending another to the region sends a clear message that Washington is prepared to respond quickly if threats emerge. Trump has framed the decision as part of a broader strategy built on peace through strength, arguing that visible deterrence reduces the likelihood of miscalculation. In recent remarks, he emphasized that the United States would not tolerate attacks on its forces, allies, or commercial shipping routes. Energy markets and global trade remain highly sensitive to instability in the Persian Gulf, making the region strategically vital not just for security reasons, but also for economic stability worldwide. Critics, however, warn that increasing military assets in an already tense environment can narrow diplomatic space. Some foreign policy analysts argue that while deterrence can prevent conflict, it can also raise the stakes if communication channels break down. European allies have quietly urged restraint, concerned that any direct confrontation could ripple beyond the region and destabilize broader international security arrangements. Inside Washington, the deployment is also influencing domestic debate. Supporters of the president say the move restores credibility after years of what they view as inconsistent enforcement of red lines. They argue that a strong posture discourages adversaries from testing American resolve. Opponents counter that military escalation risks drawing the country into another prolonged conflict in the Middle East, something many voters across party lines have grown wary of after 2 decades of war in the region. The Pentagon has indicated that the carrier group will conduct joint exercises with regional partners, reinforcing defense coordination and intelligence sharing. Military officials stress that the goal is preparedness, not provocation. Yet the broader geopolitical context complicates matters. Iran continues to expand aspects of its missile capabilities and maintains influence through allied armed groups across several neighboring countries. Each side accuses the other of destabilizing behavior, creating a cycle of mutual distrust. For Trump, the strategy reflects a consistent pattern: assertive positioning combined with high-stakes messaging. He has often favored direct warnings and visible leverage over prolonged quiet diplomacy. Whether this approach leads to negotiations or deeper confrontation remains uncertain. Much will depend on how Tehran interprets Washington's actions and whether back-channel diplomacy can operate behind the scenes. As 2026 unfolds, the expanded U.S. presence in the Middle East stands as one of the clearest signals yet of the administration's foreign policy direction. The coming months will test whether deterrence holds firm or whether the region edges closer to a new and unpredictable chapter of confrontation.